So in the year 2008, there was the whole Africa Rising movement, and I absolutely needed to be a part of that. The only way I knew how was through fashion, because that's my passion. I've always loved fashion.
I'll draw that as well.
My name is Aisha Ayensu. I'm founder and creative director of the luxury fashion brand Christie Brown, which is based in Accra, Ghana. And the name Christie Brown actually is my grandmother's name. So she was a seamstress she didn't have like a big fashion brand or anything of the sort, but she's my inspiration and her name is quite catchy. So it was a no-brainer. So I had all of this motivation where I'm changing the narrative of the continent through my craft, and then I'm also honoring my grandmother in the process. With that dream of building a global fashion brand from the continent, I staged a launch. I had my friends, family all chip in to make this work. I had friends modeling for me. I had friends doing makeup for free. That's how DIY it was with the budget of a college student. I believed in this dream. I knew that it's what we needed in these parts at the time. And I was really inspired to go ahead and pursue my dreams. But here's the snag. I couldn't sew or draft a pattern. I didn't actually have the technical skills. I just had these ideas. So you can imagine how chaotic that must have been. So I enrolled at a fashion school here in Accra called Vogue Style School of Fashion. A year after the brand had launched, we were invited to show at the Arise Africa Fashion Week in South Africa. It's almost as I was thrown in the deep end and I had to swim. That opened my eyes a lot to also understand what it takes to be a part of a global fashion industry. I won the award for Emerging Designer of the Year. If there was anything that made me even more sure of this journey, it was that. But now, you have all this attention on the brand and everybody's calling and congratulating you, or you have calls from magazines, emails here and there. I started drowning a bit. I was getting a bit overwhelmed with all of this. And that's when I decided to partner with my good friend, Vanessa Bannerman. And she was based in Montreal at the time, working as a buyer. Remember that this is a young brand starting out in Ghana, West Africa. How else would the world see what you're doing if there weren't platforms like Facebook at the time? And I'm so grateful that Rodney Kwaku, he's a photographer. Now he pushed me to, in fact, he opened the Facebook account for Christie Brown. He literally said that, I'm sure he was thinking, no, you need to be on this platform, otherwise you're just going to be hidden under a rock. Bear in mind that we went to show in South Africa in June of 2009. If we didn't have some sort of a presence or some imagery out, how would people have known what we are up to even? And today, we've leveraged those platforms, not just Facebook actually, the Instagram platform and WhatsApp to drive sales. At the peak of the pandemic, we had a virtual show for our Spring-Summer 20 collection, and we did everything on Instagram. We first started with IG Live, where it was super interactive. The comment section was amazing because you'd have people chatting with each other. Oh, you're here. Oh, you're here. As though they were at a real event. And then we had a panel where there are certain stakeholders that were just speaking about the climate, in fashion and so on. It was so informative and interactive. I loved what that environment created. And then we switched over or transitioned to IGTV where the main show was aired. So we managed to reach over 30,000 viewers through that medium alone. And then what that did for our sales, especially on our e-commerce platform, because we ship worldwide, okay? So now you've opened yourself up to the world and you can actually deliver the product. It was fantastic. So WhatsApp as a tool, and one way we use it is also to even communicate with our clients locally and internationally. So we have these WhatsApp newsletters, I must say. We call them WhatsApp blasts. So when there's new stock in the shop, instantly we're able to curate a little catalog and send to clients once you're on our mailing list. That's such a fantastic tool. Internally, we use for everything. Our groups, when we were planning, when Vanessa was still in Montreal, for example, that's how we communicated, because she moved back in about 2016 or 2017. Ever since we started using the social media platforms, so like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp to actually drive sales for the brand, we've seen an astronomical leap. Here's a brand that started as a made-to-order brand, and then we opened our first shop and started ready to wear, and then launched e-commerce after that, where we're shipping abroad. Having these social media platforms as a partner to spread the word and say, okay, this is what we have available, this is how much it costs, come get it, or this brand actually exists, has helped us to market the product at a reasonable cost when you think about it for a startup. So it's been phenomenal, honestly. And in the future, I hope we continue to, not that I hope, we will continue to evolve in how we use these platforms to grow the brand, not just for visibility, but to actually affect our bottom line. My little piece of advice to any young entrepreneur or even existing businesses is see these platforms like Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp as tools that you can completely use to turn the tides when it comes to driving sales for your business, okay? So you need to invest also in good imagery. I believe that this is how you're telling your story, right? So good, compelling imagery that speaks to who you are as a brand should always be top of mind. Also, the quality of your product must match the imagery that you put out there, because in these times you realize that there's a lot of really great imagery, but by the time people receive the product, they're a little disappointed. So we all strive to match whatever it is that we put out or the image we put out, just so that our customers are actually happy with what they receive. And again, use the tools, don't let the tools use you, and control your narrative that way.